My name is Camila. I am from Caracas, Venezuela, and I study in Furman University in South Carolina.
It's almost been 1 year since you shaved your head. Um,
Indeed.
Obviously, that's not the first time you've shaved your head, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
you've learned new things from this second journey. Um, so you know how this works. You did it with the 130 Impact series.
Uh-huh. I'm excited.
Awesome. Without further ado, I'm going
Yeah.
to show you the first question, which was, why did you decide to shave your head?
There's a lot of reasons. I think that every time I think about it, I come up with new reasons why I decided to shave. I think that in the moment, it was mainly because I figured I would never have an opportunity like this again, and is something that I know brings a lot of growth. It's the second time I shave. So the first time I did it, I was not happy with the person I was, and there were a lot of things I wanted to get rid of, a lot of damage that my hair had and that I had, and it allowed me to grow healthier as my hair did as well. And this time I'm very happy with the person I am, and I'm very confident, I'm much more mature. So I wanted to see how different the process would be with a new perspective in a new scenario, and embrace with a bit more of knowledge the stages that come with shaving your head. Eeh. Wow. I think the first time I shaved, the both times I did it was because of a bigger event. So I was being part of not only a personal journey but also a group journey. But the first time I did it, I stayed in the place where the other people had done it as well. So there was a lot of people that looked like me, and we were, as much as it wasn't as direct as the second time, like a support group, we were still checking in on each other, like, oh, look, this thing I found to do with your hair, or how are you feeling? Oh my god, your hair is so soft, like those kind of comments. And also just seeing people around that are going through the same experience. um the second time, I really appreciate you doing this and the group chat that we kept. Like, it gave me that part of community, but it was an experience where I honestly loved it because it was just me. Like, there was not, I came to a very different environment to when I did it the first time. I came to a state where most people are still quite conservative. So the fact that I had really short hair, um, it was just so unique. So I think on that front, the second time was harder, sure, but not really, like, just different in the sense that it was my thing. It's not like, oh yeah, as soon as you see me bald, you know that it's because I did it with this event. You'd see me with short hair and you don't know, like, why I did it or how long or if I've always had this type of hair. It's something that became part of who I was, which I really liked. And also, as I said in the video, I feel like the first time I was really struggling to go through the stages and thinking about, okay, I need to love my hair so it grows healthy, and I need to love myself so I grow healthier. But this time I was like, I'm kind of chilling, like, I really like this. I don't really care if it's messy. I don't really care if the curls are defined or not. Like, I'm gonna go explore different hairstyles, even though they look crazy, because I can. And I think that this time I really said I can do it, So why not? The first time I was much more focused on putting like oil in my hair so it grew faster or something, and like YouTube videos on how to make your hair grow faster. But I've definitely enjoyed much more um all the stages this time.
So the second question was, did anyone inspire you to shave?
Um, my aunt died of cancer the first time I did it, like a few months before I did it, and that was something I was still grieving. Grieving. But and I think I will always keep that in mind. The fact that my hair is gonna grow back, and so many other people would give anything for their hair to grow back, and we put so much like. I think what inspired me is that I'm healthy and I'm blessed and I am able to do these type of things to bring new things to society, to change the game a little bit, to challenge myself. So inspiration wise, it was a sum of all of this, but I also think that the people on the ship are playing a big role in the support and in the you look beautiful and in holding my hand while shaving it. So that was very nice. I got inspired by the fact that the only reason holding me back was that I was scared. And my partner at the time and now shaving it, like being so excited and so ready and so happy to shave it. Also as like and knowing that them and like my friends and the people that actually cared for me were gonna still love me and see me for who I was really inspiring for me to like just decide to do it. And Natalia obviously being like, shave it, do it. Yeah, just the environment in the ship of so many people so ready to explore.
The next
Fun.
question was, how do you feel right now?
Every hour I feel different. Most of the time I forget until someone comes and like rubs my head. I just think I'm wearing a hair tie or something, or I have my hair up in a bun. And so when I forget, I don't necessarily feel anyway specifically. When I look at myself in the mirror or when I look at pictures of my hair before, and I feel proud. I feel beautiful. I feel empowered. I do think, wow, I'm young and this was probably the stage in my life where I wanted hair. But then it makes me think as well, like, is it? I do believe that it changes completely the way you present yourself and the way people approach you. So it's the way I want this stage of my life to go. The people that I want around my life. And one thing that I think is important to mention that motivated me a lot to do it is that I did not think I was going to shave it this time, but the morning I woke up on Neptune Day, which is the event where I shaved my head, I heard the announcement, guys, grab your swimsuit and let's go to the pool. And I immediately thought, oh my god, I have to shower and shave my armpits or my legs. And I was so annoyed. And I went and did it, even though I didn't have time. And I like cut myself and I was like, I put myself through all of that and I didn't even hesitate that I had to do that because otherwise it would be like the worst, the end of the world. And I was so mad at myself because that's not true. And it's hair. At the end, it's all hair. It's all dead cells.
What do you, wow, what do you think of that? So that's what made you
Oh,
just say, fuck it, I'm shaving everything.
fuck it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, as I should. um. So how do I feel right now? Chill. I feel myself, and that's amazing. Um. I'm very, I'm very surprised that I said that. Like, I didn't remember that, and it's great because I have been like, you know, I feel like after shaving my head, it also opened doors for me to like feel more comfortable exploring other things that are not like as socially normal, like the way I dress, whether I shave my armpits or not, whether I wear like what earrings whatever, like it really opened the door for me to just express myself more freely. So I feel like right now I have come to a term when I wake up and I'm excited to choose what I'm gonna wear, and I'm excited to like use my time in the way I want to use it. I'm not gonna go out of my way to, do my makeup or do something I don't want to do if I don't feel like it. um, so I'm happy that I feel happy right now. I feel comfortable and very satisfied with the journey I've been going through and all the peace I've made with myself and the way I interact with other people and me.
The next question was, have you gotten any comments about your hair or decision?
There's this weird kid on the shape, Natalia. She just keeps saying "guapa" every time she sees me. I've got a lot of like you look beautiful, of I love it. Here, back home, it has been a bit harder. Uh, One of my friends straight up told me I'm not gonna be your friend anymore, which is that's what I mean when I say sometimes you think people are some like away, but it's not true. And then I asked him why, and he was like, I don't want to be friends with a feminazi. And in parentheses, in case you don't know, feminazi is I think it's a very wrong term that is used for extreme feminists, basically equaling them to Nazis, which is super insensitive in every level and inaccurate as well. So yeah, that's just a side way of what was the question? The comments. Then a lot of like fakeness. There's like, haha, you look good, but deep down they're thinking, why the fuck did you do that? And you know it. And you know they're not gonna look at you the same way or not gonna hang out with you as much. Because even though they're not brave enough to tell you, I think this was a mistake, they still think they have power over how you should look. And that's one of the reasons as well of why shaving your head means that you are aware that the only person that has power over how you should look is yourself. So it's very hypocritical because despite the fact that Venezuela is a country where most people is mixed race, I had the privilege of having parents that were professionals. So I went to a school that was a slightly higher economical, like good education level because that was a priority for my parents. And that basically meant we were like 10 people of color in a class of 120 students because there's a lot of colorism reflected in the social economical classes. The reason why I'm saying this is because I grew up with so many comments about my hair because my hair was so different because I have curly big hair and like it's not straight or wavy or like light hair. And it was always like you have to put it down, you have to put it in a hair tie. Like if I had my hair down, I would look despeinada, like my hair would be messy. The only way my hair wouldn't be messy is if I had like braids. So it's like, why if I have hair you want it in braids, but then if I don't have hair you want me to have braids, want me to have hair? It's like decide. So I think that because the negative comments, they're like, you look like a boy comments, I don't really count them. Like they're just not really important enough for me to understand where they're coming from. But I feel like this is a really interesting racial and social thought that I've at least had the opportunity to explore and try to understand, not necessarily let it change the way I view myself, but yes, like give it a thought of why that is the way that we think. When you're going through that journey and you get comments that are so rooted in gender, like stereotypes and norms, it makes it so hard to feel comfortable with anything that you choose to wear, anything that you choose to do. Um So yeah, that's a very good thing to point out, that the more hateful comments, definitely it's a journey of understanding that, like, the person that should be the person that is insecure is the one saying them. It shouldn't be you.
So probably comments, didn't scare you, but I asked
Uh-huh.
last year, are you scared of anything going forward?
um I'm aware this is gonna be a challenge because I am about to start college, so it's a stage where everyone wants to be friends with everyone and it's a little bit fake, but it's also a lot of euphoria of meeting new people and like socializing. And when that's happening, when there's so many people around and so much anxiety, you need your self-confidence. Like, you need it in order to go through that successfully. And lots of my self-confidence was in, oh, I can just start a conversation by saying I like your hair and hair tips or something like that. um, which is why I think that one of the counterparts of shaving your head is that you do lose a little bit of your identity depending on how connected you are to your hair. But I also know that the connection I had with my hair was not the healthiest one. Um, so I'm scared I'm gonna fail again to build a connection with myself in a way that I'm not hiding under my hair. And I'm scared that if I need a bit of a push, I might not be able to find it as easily. But that's the fun part. I'm also, of course, I'm more than scared, I'm just annoyed that I'm aware that I'm gonna get a lot of critiques when I go back, especially because it's the second time I do it, and they're gonna be like, why again? No, is this like, are you gonna keep doing this? And like, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Like, it's no one's business. They were all very valid concerns, but I think since I was very aware that the main reason why I shaved it was because I wanted it to be a journey with myself. I did a very good job on every time I noticed a little bit of a change in my hair, looking at myself in the mirror, analyzing it, really paying attention to the details and like what I liked, how I felt. I'm connecting with that person, understanding um how that person wanted to be seen, and seeing that person that I had become every time my hair changed and every time I tried something different. So that wasn't as much of a problem. And really, yeah, people told me like, oh, why did you do it again? All of that. But I think that because I was ready to answer, I don't know if I'll do it again. I don't know if I won't. And let that be. Um, it wasn't, I think my fears were very focused on, again, how people would look at me. But because I was starting in a whole new environment, I didn't want people that, because the way I look, didn't want to be with me anyways. So that was great. I am very happy 1 year into college with the friends I made, the experience I've had, and how understood I've felt. So I do think that shaving my head and going into a fully new environment where I look very much different than most people was bold. Ah. But um it turned out well. And I think that now what I'm scared, quote unquote, is that having short hair, as we were talking about before, it kind of gives away like a queer identity. Like, people will easily think you're queer, which is not wrong, but it's scary living in a place where homophobia and rights for queer people are still very much in work of being developed. um it's scary to be perceived as yet another minority that can get hate crime done.
The next question was, what went through your head while you were shaving it?
Pwah, nothing. Blank. It's like, honestly, when they're singing happy birthday and you don't know what face to make, or like you keep laughing. I had like 5 cameras on my face and I was like, it just feels funny. I just was just thinking it feels so nice. That's as I was shaving my head. I guess before, as I said, I did not plan it. Like the days before, I was like, I'm open to it, not gonna say no, but not gonna say yes. And then in the morning, someone asked me, "Hey, are you shaving?" And I was like, "Yeah." So then I was like, "Well, I guess there's no going back now." That's what I thought.
Before you answer, do you want to see yourself being shaved?
Yes.
I'm feeling great.
I'm trusting this.
Oh, my head is so cold.
I can keep the front style. Huh?
Yeah, I kind of like it. That looks kind of good.
Marcelo, dude, you look like Jesse.
What the fuck? He's so pretty. Did you not know?
Wow, that was very emotional. Not gonna lie, that got me really excited. Um, yeah, I want to show that video to my kids. I think I'm happy that I did it next to people I felt loved by, and I'm happy I did it. I'm happy I did it. I think I was just happy that because usually, like when I was like, oh, I mean, I don't know, like I'm not gonna say yeah, but I'm not gonna say no. It's like sometimes that just means no. It's just like, sure, let's catch up one day, but like it's never gonna happen in the bottom back in your brain. So I was like very proud of myself that I actually lived up to what I was saying, which is if I'm feeling it in the moment, I'll do it.
I asked you, would you recommend this to other women?
Absolutely. As I said, it is temporal, but it does take time. In 8 months or whatever, Natalia calls me and tells me to keep talking. I'm still gonna, I'm not gonna be back on how long my hair was. That's something to keep in mind. That you need to be ready to commit. To find your power within yourself, to find love within yourself in a completely different level, and to explore new areas of your identity. Like I started playing a little bit with gender as I shaved, and it is something I would have never dared to do if I had long hair. So I think that is something super enriching for a person. And I talk a lot about how I hate the standards and the society and patriarchy, and I feel like doing this makes me think I'm a little bit less hypocritical about what I preach and what I do. So I definitely think that it's something you should do at least once in your life, just because the feeling of the wind is something you'll never be able to experience if not. Or rubbing it, the water feels amazing. It's practical, objectively speaking. And it makes you change your perspective of things in such a way that you don't notice, because it's on you every day. You know, it's what you look in the mirror every day, but unconsciously you're like developing new perspectives of people, of yourself, of interactions, and all the things that you unconsciously did. Like, I, for example, noticed that my shower schedule was fully around how I wanted my hair to look a specific day. Because I have curly hair, so I had to and adjust my entire life of how my hair looked that day and how I wanted it to look and all of that. So it's very liberating. I think as humans, we kind of have to find ways to um, deconstruct and look deeper into what makes us and what we want for future and present us and people around us. So I think this is a great way of doing that. And yeah, you're just not other way of feeling the water when you shower and like the wind and it's so fun. It's so unique, and it's a stage in your life if you wanted to, but it's gonna change it. Like, if you don't want to, you don't have to shave it again. It's gonna grow back. Like, actually, I feel like it went by super fast. I was like, oh my god, when I have this length, I'm gonna do this, and then when I realized it was longer, um, and it as much as it's gonna be just a year if you want, 2 years if you want, 5 years, like whatever fits most with you in practicity, in gender, in like the way that you're feeling that you should express, it's gonna change forever the way you perceive yourself and just people. It's gonna change forever the way you understand maturing, and it's gonna give you such a new fun adventure spirit.
I love this project, because it's everyone has completely different journeys. Um, and I think you're the only one in this project that shaved twice. So you have
Mhm.
other insights. But lastly, before we end
Mhm.
this video, I asked you, just like with the other video, for a message for your future self, aka you right now.
Did you shave your head again? If so, I'm proud of you. I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you get even more learnings than we've done the past times. If you didn't, how was it? Uh, how was it going back? Do you think you actually managed to understand this journey in a more mature way? Or are we completely clueless about life still? I love you. Bro, I really thought I was gonna say like, oh my god, you look so cute. You got this girly, but no, I hit myself with a bunch of questions. But anyways, yeah, no, I didn't shave my head. Well, kinda, only half of it. um, I think it's funny that I put it that way. Like, did you manage to get something tangible out of this journey, or are we clueless about life? Like, I feel like I did manage to grow as my hair grew, and I am very happy with choosing to shave my head and living through the stages. But I am, of course, I'm still clueless about life. Like, no, no way I'm gonna have answers or anything. Those are questions that I hope I keep asking myself. Um, who I wanna be, how I wanna get there, why, and with who. Those are questions that are never gonna go away. And I do think that shaving my head gave me at least good prompts for more questions based on those other questions that then will lead me to more questions. And then eventually, um, I will have figured out at least how I want to spend my time.
Nice. Well, this
Yeah.
concludes your reaction to yourself a year ago. Thank you so much for being part of this. Do you want to share anything else before we end this video? Any advice? Maybe for girls who didn't have that support system, like on the ship. Or yeah, anything you'd like to share?
Embrace yourself. Embrace feeling like you have something to give and that you want to give that to the people around you, to your community, to yourself, to your friends, with love. Like, understand that you have the potential. You should listen to your feelings and your thoughts because they are important and great. And yeah, just every individual's identity is made out of so many things that we don't choose, and having the love to choose to do something that will shape your identity in a completely different way for everyone is not easy. So talk to people about how you feel. I'm sorry, because probably some people are not gonna be willing to understand, and that's okay. And take pride on the journey, take pride on the shock faces of people when they see you, because that's just envy. They're just envious because they're not that brave. That's the end of my message. Thank you, Nati, for doing this project. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you. I'm so proud of you. De verdad. Thank you for being part of it.